Hi, welcome back to Just Making It. The weather is finally nice, it's dry, so it's time to plow. I got the 1486 here, all set up. I got the plows hooked up, and in my last video, if you remember, I had to replace this hydraulic line. I got that replaced, and then in the back here, on the back side of my plows, I got the gauge wheel. I put a tube in it, so it's nice and hard. Got it all greased up, oiled up. We're ready to go. I haven't used these plows in about 8 years. So let me show you exactly what I'm going to do here in this field. This field's about 20 acres. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put corn in the middle, about 10 acres. And on each side, I'm going to put about 5 acres of hay. The reason why I'm doing that is because I don't have a lot of corn. I've got maybe 10 bags, and I want to put the corn in the middle of the field because the deer come out along the edge, and we all know that the corn needs sun. So usually the corn along a field edge where the trees are doesn't do too good. So with what corn I got, I want it to produce the best as possible. So I'm going to put it in the middle of this field. And then I got a field across the street. I'm going to put it in the middle of that field and do the same thing. So eventually next year, I will make it all a hay field and we'll put corn somewhere else. So that's the plan. I'm going to put orchard grass, fescue, timothy, and I'm going to mix a little oats in it. The reason why I put oats in it is I want something to get, I want to get a cutting this year of something. So maybe we'll round bale it. Hey, I pretty much just aimed for a tree. Oh yeah, it's going along nice. You just try to keep it as straight as possible. This tractor's not even struggling. I'm not spinning at all. I got about 1,000 pounds of weight on the front to keep the front end down, but I'm having no problems at all here. It looks like it's turning over pretty good. Oop, I just hit a rock. We're okay, it didn't trip the plow. Well, we're going to take a little break from plowing. We'll get back to it though. Well, you're going to probably say, well, Matt, how do you know what 10 acres is? How are you going to figure that out? Well, I'll show you. There's some apps that you can go to. The one that I use will show you acreage and yardage as far as your distances. So what I do, I'm going to go around with my four-wheeler here, and we're going to go to the edge, each corner of my outside where I plowed here, and we're going to mark it. So I'm going to mark the edge of this. We're going to go down the field, mark the edge of the end over there. We're going to go over there, mark that end, and we're going to go over here and mark this end. And after I get all my marks put in, then I'll show you how I figure out how many acres that is. So let's go ahead and mark the corners. Okay, it's pretty sunny today. I want to try to show you, how I'm going to use this app to help me find the distance of my field. We want to shoot close to about 10 acres. If it's a little less, if it's a little more, that's okay. I can make it up on the next field. But this is where we're at right now, where that blue dot is. I don't know if you could see that. And so I'm going to go around. I'm going to mark that. We're going to go to the other side of the field, mark that. We're going to go to each corner and mark each corner. And then we're going to determine the amount of acres. Being that it's sunny out here, you probably won't be able to see this all that good. But I'm going to go ahead and make my marks. And I'm going to hit Tools. I'm going to put mark location. So right there I got a mark right where we're at. That X is right where we're at. And now we're going to go out to the other side of the field and mark that. Okay, we're right here on the other corner. And remember, where I'm plowing, this is going to be hay. Where I'm not plowing is going to be corn, and we're trying to determine how much corn, or how much acreage we got for corn. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find, there's our blue dot, there's where I am right now. And I'm going to tap the screen and I'm going to hit mark location. So right there where that X is, that's our location. Right there. So I'm going to go to the next spot. So we're going to go across the field. Okay, so I reached the other corner right here. Remember, this is going to be corn, that's going to be hay. And we're going to mark this spot right here. Boy, it's nice having a four-wheeler. You don't have to walk and do this. But this just gives you a rough guesstimate of what you're doing, how much land you're using. I use these apps all the time to determine how much fertilizer that I'm going to need, or seed, by determining the amount of acreage that I'm going to be using. So let's get down here to this corner and we'll mark it. Right about here. There's our last mark. So I'm going to tap the screen. I'm going to hit mark location. So there you go. We got all our X's that we need. 1, 2, and then there's 3, 4 up by the road there. Now we can determine the amount of acreage that we have not plowed. Okay, so now I'm going to determine the amount of acreage. So I hit area shape, okay, and then I hit on my X's. I'm going to go around and hit all my X's. And this is going to determine the amount of acreage. So I'm going to hit that one. And if you mess up just like I did, I wasn't perfectly on the X, you can undo it and then hit it again. Okay, this just gets you roughly. Okay, then I'm going to come over here and hit this. And there you go. From every corner where we marked, okay, roughly we are at 9.11 acres. And that gives you a good idea on, how many acres you're working with. All right, let's get back to plowing. Well, folks, right at the end of my videoing there, and I didn't quite get the field done, these plows hit a rock, and I got some bad news. The first plow right here, it didn't kick back. It must be froze up. It didn't kick back on me when it hit a rock, and if you look underneath here, it ripped that piece of steel that's connected to the frame. So I'm gonna have to repair these, but until then I've got my disc chisels that I'm gonna put on. So you can see right there, boy, you would think that would have tripped, but maybe it was my fault. I should have checked each one of these before I got started, because they sat for such a long time. So in the future, if I see a pair of auto resets, 5 bottom, 18 inch, I might pick them up. But in order to replace this, it looks like all I got to do is change this piece of steel right here. Everything else looks okay. So, but for as much plowing as I'm going to do this year, I'm going to go ahead and just set these aside for now and put the disc chisels on. Well, I got the disc chisels hooked up to the 1486. The plows, they're going to need repaired. This is a 7-shank disc chisel, Taylor Wade 740. And 1486 pulls them with no problem. Thanks for watching Just Making It, and we'll see you next time.